7:35 on a sunny day, and do you know that they're even taking the Confederate flag off of the Dukes of Hazzard 69 Dodge Charger?
No.
Yes. Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Walmart announced no more Dukes of Hazzard Dodge Chargers.
Oh my gosh. So is it going to be just an orange, no
just a plain old
flag
Dodge
on the
Charger
top?
now.
Oh my! I can't believe the lengths that we will go to cover something
Stir
up,
things up,
cover it up and bury it, and let's don't talk about that
What
anymore.
happens if these folks had not been murdered in South Carolina? Would anybody even care?
I know
about that
exactly.
flag?
What
We've
is the
got
deal?
9 precious lives gone.
Yeah,
and we're worried
we're
about
talking about a flag
that hasn't been
and
valid.
those people don't care about that. Those people aren't talking about that are involved in that. It's just governors and other
what
people.
What it boils down to is our administration loves to stir the brew.
Right.
There was no reason for Al Sharpton to show up. There was no police brutality.
Right.
There's no riots.
Yeah, nobody rioted.
Nobody burned anything.
Nobody rioted.
A peaceful group of Christian people that forgave and was going on with their lives.
Exactly.
So somebody somewhere had to stir something up.
We gotta have an issue, and
gotta have some controversy.
Ridiculous.
Well, listen to this. I found this. Now everybody knows I'm a record collector, and I can take records any speed to MP3 file. Very simple. I found an album by Paul Harvey. Remember Paul Harvey, the old ABC News guy, and then Mike Huckabee took over that type of commentary after Paul Harvey had passed. This was so cool. I thought, I got to put this on the show. And it's about Policeman. So I'm going to turn the mics off here in the studio so everybody can hear it on the speaker system here. This is only 3 minutes long, but it's Paul Harvey. For copyrights, it's Word Records Incorporated, 1975. Music by Kurt Kaiser, I believe. So here's Paul Harvey, What Police Are Made Of.
Have you been putting off your eye exam? Not sure where to go or who to see? Well, there's never been a better time to schedule your appointment.
Well,
Hi,
hang on,
I'm
I hit
Dawn
the wrong
Marks,
button.
here to invite you to meet our new ophthalmologist at Sneed Eye Associates, Dr. Allison.
Well, we get a
Booth
free
is accepting new patients for comprehensive eye
We
exams,
appreciate the folks at Sneed Eye
cataract,
Clinic,
glaucoma
too.
surgery, and the treatment of all eye disorders and diseases. Make your appointment with Dr. Booth. Call Sneed Eye Associates today at 424-2020.
Now, I will hit the right button.
What are policemen made of? A policeman is a composite of what all men are, a mingling of saint and sinner, dust and deity. Culled statistics wave the fan over the stinkers, underscore instances of dishonesty and brutality because they are news. What that really means is that they are exceptional, unusual, not commonplace. Buried under the froth is the fact that less than 0.5% of policemen misfit that uniform, and that's a better average than you'd find among clergymen. What is a policeman made of? He of all men is at once the most needed and the most unwanted. He's a strangely nameless creature who is sir to his face and fuzz behind his back. He must be such a diplomat that he can settle differences between individuals so that each will think he won. But if the policeman is neat, he's conceited. If he's careless, he's a bum. If he's pleasant, he's a flirt. If he's not, he's a grouch. He must make in an instant decisions which would require months for a lawyer, but if he hurries, he's careless. If he's deliberate, he's lazy. He must be first to an accident, infallible with a diagnosis. He must be able to start breathing, stop bleeding, tie splints, and above all, be sure the victim goes home without a limp or expect to be sued. The police officer must know every gun, draw on the run, and hit where it doesn't hurt. He must be able to whip 2 men twice his size and half his age without damaging his uniform and without being brutal. If you hit him, he's a coward. If he hits you, he's a bully. A policeman must know everything and not tell. He must know where all the sin is and not partake. The policeman must, from a single human hair, be able to describe the crime, the weapon, and the criminal, and tell you where the criminal is hiding. But If he catches the criminal, he's lucky. If he doesn't, he's a dunce. If he gets promoted, he has political pull. If he doesn't, he's a dullard. The policeman must chase bum leads to a dead end, stake out 10 nights to tag one witness who saw it happen but refuses to remember. He runs files and writes reports until his eyes ache to build a case against some felon who will get dealed out by a shameless Seamus or an honorable who isn't honorable. The policeman must be a minister, social worker, a diplomat, a tough guy, and a gentleman, and of course he'll have to be a genius, for he'll have to feed a family on a policeman's salary.
What do you think of that, guys?
That's true.
Kind of sounds like a pastor to me without a gun. It sounds like it kind of hit home.
Yeah, I just that was back in '75.
Yeah, he recorded that at Capitol Records at Hollywood and Vine, is what the sleeve note said. And what's that? That's 40 years ago. That's an old album.
Think how appropriate it is
33
now.
33 and a third LP.
Mm-hmm. How appropriate it is now. I mean, just what happens if all the policemen just walk off the job? Well, then what do we do?
We have a problem.
Yeah.
Because right now, the administration are making the police the enemy.
Yeah.
And that's not right.
No.
You know, if you don't want shot by a policeman, don't aim a gun at him.
Yeah.
If you don't want pulled over, mind the stop sign, the speed limit sign,
And what it tends to do is it tends to make those policemen go, making a decision, do I shoot or do I not? They just don't, and they should.
Well, and what's happening now is I have heard that in some of the larger cities where perhaps you have people of different races and a policeman's on patrol and he sees somebody of a different race than the policeman may be, run a stoplight or a stop sign.
Ignore them.
Ignore them. Let them run it because it's not worth the press. It's not worth losing your job over. It's not worth getting shot.
And is that what we want? No. But that's what we're going to get if we keep it up. It's going to get worse.
I want to compliment the Baxter County Sheriff's Office, Arkansas State Police, and Mountain Home Police Department. Then we've got Cotter and Gassville, Norfolk, and and these guys, they're not. It's not an 8 to 5 job.
Yeah, and they don't get paid a lot of money to do what they do.
Oh yeah, they're millionaires. Oh come on.
I mean, they really
right.
don't. They just, and I have to wonder sometimes why they do it, because they don't get respect for it. They really don't.
You getting ready to say something, Barry?
Just thinking through some of the issues. We love to, as a society, always focus on the exception, and the exception doesn't always prove the rule. But that's where these guys, make their money off these controversies and stirring up trouble and trying to focus on the minor issues. And there are crooked cops, just like there are crooked pastors in my field, and doctors and lawyers and whatnot, and accountants. But the exception doesn't prove the rule there.
People for some reason.
Well, we won't go there. We won't go there because 98.9% of them are upstanding individuals. I'm sure.
Exactly.
But that's kind of the day and age.
They do their job while handcuffed to the table leg, right?
What's interesting about that Paul Harvey clip? He's got so many other great clips that are there that folks can find on the internet. A lot of people say, he was way before his time. He was almost somewhat of a prophet. I've heard people say that and of declaring things. I kind of look at it in a different light. It's kind of like that old saying: the more things change, the more they stay the same. Culture changes, looks, things of culture change, but at the core of who people are, they don't really change. People don't really change as far as that goes, and the heart is the issue. We were talking about it yesterday on air, and this is a heart issue. This is a heart problem and a spiritual, deeper issue here. And there are several underlying things going on as far as just understanding who you are, and in God, in Christ, and of course that's what I do as a minister. But when you lose your identity there, and there's no fear of God, there's going to be no fear of man. Therefore, there's going to be no fear of police and respect for authority and law and God-given authority and law. And that's kind of you see a lot of these problems come from that.
Dr. Yesterday we were talking about the word hate.
Yeah.
And we can hear, oh, I hate the Cubs, or I hate the Cardinals, or I hate the Yankees. Well,
Right.
I hate turnips.
There's different forms of hate, I think.
And I don't understand. I mean, I just don't understand how I don't care if he's 21 or 112, somebody walking in, theater, a church, a school.
Yeah.
I don't understand that kind of mentality and that kind of hatred.
That's what it boils down to. It boils down to mentality. You look at the individual who did that to those 9 people, and I really don't think he hated those people. I think he had a mental issue. I really do. I think we've got these people out there who have a mental issue, and they grab guns.
We were here when the news was still playing around 7 o'clock, and they were saying that the guy at the Colorado movie theater had such a mental mishap going on that he really didn't know what he was doing.
Well, I think they still know right from wrong. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I mean, but I think these people, if you look at them, there's mental issues going on there. Not that they don't know right from wrong, but there's mental issues going on.
Habitual? I mean, could we get Mark David Chapman out of Attica State for killing John Lennon in 80 because he was, I didn't know what I was doing.
Right.
What about the guy, John Hinckley, that took a shot at Reagan?
And I don't agree with that. I mean, I think even though they have mental issues, they still know that's right from wrong.
Okay, let me tell you something. Years ago, when I was back about 1980, 81, I was restoring a 57 Chrysler. I had it outside beside the barn, and my dad just happened to walk around, and he found an extra bag of dog food that we didn't buy. And he was asking me, well, the dog came around from the west side of the house to the north side, heading our direction, and when the dog saw my dad with the bag of dog food, his head went down, almost dragging its nose in the dirt. The dog knew it was wrong to steal the food.
Right. And so
you're telling me that these wackos,
they know right from wrong. They know right from wrong. But I think they did what they did because they had a mental issue. There's something going on in that head that's not right. But they still know right from wrong.
Take a quick break. We'll be right back.
Legendary innovation, reliability, power, and performance. That's today's Honda Marine. Honda was the first to offer a full line of dependable 4-stroke outboards, the first to offer a non-declining 5-year warranty, the first 4-stroke to meet and exceed both EPA and CARB standards. So whether you are buying a new boat or repowering your current one, remember Honda Marine was there from the beginning. This is Sue from Tracy Area Boat and Motor, Highway 5 south of Mountain Home, inviting you to stop out and see the legendary Honda outboards. Honda Marine, the power of boating.
750. Getting back to what's at hand, the Confederate flag in South Carolina. I don't believe this stuff.
It's out of hand.
Nine people lose their lives, and rather than mourn. And I want to compliment Governor Hutchinson for bringing the flags down to half-staff.
Sure.
The Arkansas state flag will fly at half-staff tomorrow, sunrise to sunset.
Yeah, good idea.
Barry, you had something to follow up?
Yeah, just after yesterday's conversation about Charleston and peaceful protest and how they handled that really well, and just talking about the flag. I was thinking about it yesterday as I went home and throughout the day. I think it's good. I had mentioned that I believe this is a states rights issue. If the governors and legislators feel like that's what they need to do, and the majority of people want to do that, that's fine. You've seen other flags, Nazi flags and others come and go with history, which is probably a good thing. The great concern there that probably a lot of people, even in my circles, aren't thinking through is that, the big concern is if the federal government gets involved with this. If this becomes a law and it becomes a juvenile kind of a thing where now if you fly a flag, you're going to be penalized for this, that, or the other. That's what we don't want. If the states want to remove the flag, that's fine. But let's don't make it a law. Let's don't make it illegal to fly this flag or that flag or the other that may be offensive to somebody.
Keep the people free.
Yeah, that's the big concern there with the whole should we keep it or not flag.
And then another example, I think Hillary Clinton complimented Walmart because Walmart was pulling all the Confederate flags out, and then all the Dukes of Hazzard toy cars that had the flag on anything with a Confederate. I mean, in Arkansas we don't have.
So does that mean now if we go to a Civil War museum and they have the gift shop. We can't buy any Confederate flags in the gift shop anymore.
It's a good. Well, they have not restricted them in Arkansas, but with Walmart, to me, I could get myself in trouble for saying this, but I'm going to say it anyway. They're acting cowardly.
Yeah.
Let's look at the gay lesbian community.
Right.
They have their right to exist, but at the same time, Walmart is going along with what was called 119 in Fayetteville, to where if a man says, well, I'm feeling feminine today while I'm in church, I'm going to use the women's bathroom.
Right.
Come on, give me a break. Right. It's all about being sued.
Right.
It's all about the money.
That's
so afraid.
concern.
So, let's get rid of Confederate flags. Let's get rid of the Dukes of Hazzard car.
Let's
go along with one night. We don't want to get sued.
It's cowardice.
It's cowardice.
That's the big concern. I think
Take a stand, Walmart.
Most people are not going to fly the Confederate flag, hopefully, as a sign of racism. But the big concern here is if the federal government or the feds or anybody on that level gets involved, and now we have these juvenile laws against flying the flag, and you're going to be penalized for it. What I'm telling you, what's coming next? Oh, can't carry a Bible in public because it offends somebody.
Oh,
and those are the things that you have to think through carefully when you start going down this road of let's remove that, keep this, do that, and I don't think it's bad at all to fly the flag at half mast or even remove the thing. I don't feel like I have a dog in that hunt actually. One way or another, but it's the long-term big picture that's concerning that we got to be very careful about.
Has there been anything with the Confederate flag that has offended you? Or and Barry's from Mississippi,
right?
What about you, Doc?
I mean, of course, I'm a white person, so I don't know. I'm not offended by it at all. But I mean, it's a part of history. That's the way I look at it. I don't look at it as that is a flag against black people. I don't look at it that way.
Fort Smith, Arkansas. The school board at Fort Smith, Arkansas, has banned the song Dixie, pulled their mascot of the Rebel, and banned the Confederate flag in Fort Smith.
I know.
My Mississippi State family is probably rejoicing because Ole Miss, watch out, here it comes. You're about to lose your Rebel for sure now.
Right. We'll lose that flag, boy.
That's right. So there's a part of me that kind of rejoices with this whole Confederate thing. Hell State Bulldogs, let's go.
Well, that's the thing. How far is it going to go? How far are we
look at what happened in Jonesboro. They had to change from ASU Indians to the Red Wolves, but we still have the Atlanta Braves, the Cleveland Indians, the Washington Redskins.
Why are we such cowards? Why are we such cowards?
To me, it's not derogatory at all. I mean, to me, the Redskins, that makes me think of the Indian people and to respect them.
Yeah.
My team in Illinois was the Pontiac Indians.
Yeah. I don't understand any of that stuff.
I don't either. 30 seconds. Who wants the final 30 seconds?
Well, you try to, I'll jump in there. You try to sympathize, and, we're supposed to love one another and treat one another as Christ did the church, and that's just one of the commandments of the Lord. But you also try to use some common sense here and try to,
There's a shortage of that.
Think about the big picture and be very careful what you ask for because it may come back to bite you if you're not careful.
True.
And Doc Osgood, of course, he's my chiropractor. For all your chiropractic needs, what's that phone number?
425-4424. Give us a call. We'll get you in there and see if we can fix you up.
No, I guarantee that. Makes me feel good. We'll see y'all tomorrow. Everybody have a great day.